I used to ask myself, why is belly fat so hard to get rid of? Even when I was able to lose weight and gain more lean muscle mass, it was like the fat around my waist would just hold on for dear life. Yet, when you listen to my unusual story, you'll discover that just like many others you'll hear from later, I was able to drop the stubborn fat around my waist and keep it off. And I did it without endless cardio and crazy workouts, while eating my favorite foods and living an extremely busy life as an editor and researcher of natural healing cures. Now, like a lot of guys, I was frustrated and angry because even though I would religiously follow the rules of one diet after another, cutting the carbs, doing more and more crunches, trying to decide which new extreme workout program would do the trick, my weight would just not budge. And even when it did drop, I could never get rid of the stubborn excess weight in my midsection. You know, the love handles that would kind of spill over my belt and that layer that blanketed my abs. It was like my stomach area had an invisible force field that made it immune from any diet or workout I was doing. But that was until I met a certain nutritionist and fitness expert named Glenn, who showed me that by addressing my stomach fat first, before anything else, that I'd lose weight all over my body, and more importantly, because he showed me how to do it naturally, still eat the foods I loved, and work out way less, I'd then be able to maintain my weight and especially keep my lean waistline for the rest of my life. At first I said, yeah, right. But what he was teaching made so much sense after I thought about it a while. So I was willing to try it out. He told me what I needed to do, how I had to stop working out so much, and to absolutely stop doing crunches or sit-ups altogether. He told me to stop doing endless cardio, to start eating more, and I could even have my favorite desserts, but at very strategic times. Long story short, I ended up dropping at least 13 pounds I couldn't shake, and my love handles, my protruding stomach, and that pudgy layer of fat that covered my abs all melted off. Now, my jeans are loose around the waist, my stomach is flat and lean, and there's hardly a trace of any love handles anymore. Now, remember, I'm just one of many guys I've met and interviewed who have used Glenn's methods. And after sharing his methods with me, my view of health and fat loss has changed forever. With these secrets, which I'll be sharing with you in just a bit, all of these men are free of their stubborn excess weight, proud of their leaner stomachs, and still enjoying the foods they love. Again, my name is John. I'm a natural health researcher and practitioner, and by watching till the very end, you're going to discover how to rid yourself of stomach fat for good, and the most resistant and stubborn kind that just won't budge, or at best goes away only to rebound again with a vengeance, and completely fat-proof your belly area for the rest of your life. And yes, I do mean it when I say you'll keep your lean stomach area for the rest of your life. And that's because you're about to see the main cause of belly fat that so-called experts don't even know about, and why all the diets and devices hawked on late-night infomercials will never work. I don't know how long this presentation is going to be up, but if you come back tomorrow and this presentation's no longer there, don't say I didn't warn you. So watch this right now while you still can. I can tell you from my own experience that even though this may sound impossible right this moment, after you watch to the very end and follow what it says, like thousands of deeply grateful people have before you, your coworkers, friends, and family, they'll all be shocked at the staggering transformation your body goes through almost overnight. How suddenly even your abs that you haven't been able to see in years or even decades now start to show and get more and more defined. So there's no more excess water retention, no more bloating, how cravings for sweets and junk food vanish, and you have energy that just doesn't quit, and deep mental focus that just comes naturally. And that's just to name a few incredible results I've experienced. I'm going to introduce you to this brilliant nutritionist and fitness expert and reveal some of his secrets in just a second. But before I do, I need to talk about the big lie that's keeping you from having the slim waistline you've always deserved. And I think you'll see why I feel a sense of duty to share it with you, especially after you hear how a man who was borderline diabetic and was able to bring his blood sugar back to normal for good, or how another guy was suffering from depression and low sex drive. But when he learned what I'm about to share with you, not only did he get his lean physique back, he regained his sex drive completely. Or how another guy whose cholesterol was dangerously high stunned his doctor when he showed up over 20 pounds lighter and with perfect blood work. Or how you can virtually eliminate the fatigue that comes with the type of toxic body fat I'm about to show you, so you can blast through your days full of the strength, focus, and energy like you had in high school. Not to mention the constant reports of guys who've been able to eliminate energy crashes, bloating, and even digestion problems they didn't even expect to, all without doing a single sit-up, crunch, or counting a single carb. But just a fair warning, Some of what Glenn discovered might be kind of hard to believe and may even seem odd. In fact, when you hear what he has to say, you may even reject it. But that's only because he isn't rehashing the same mass-marketed information just to make a buck. You see, he spent his whole career studying the human metabolism, and because he's a holistic practitioner, he looks at the human metabolism in a completely different way. So please stay with me and keep watching. So what's the big lie that's keeping you from naturally having a thin waistline without even trying? The big lie is that belly fat can be burned with eating less carbs or calories and working out harder or more intensely. And an even bigger lie is that some kind of ab exercise can burn fat around your abs and waist. As I'm about to prove to you in just a minute, none of that is true. And a simpler, easier, and more permanent solution exists that you can start tonight. The truth is that there's a nasty-looking organ we all have, and it's inside of our abdominal area, behind our ab muscles. It's called the omentum. It's like the word momentum, but without the M. This omentum is like a fishing net, but instead of catching fish, it catches fat, and it does it deep inside our belly. Here's a video to show you just how this works.
If you've got too much belly fat, problems start to happen. And here's the big one. Let's look at the omentum. This is an animation. That yellow stuff there, that's the omentum. And that pad, we're going to get rid of that for a second. There's the liver up there, the gallbladders, the green stuff. And there's the stomach of the food you ate earlier today, and it's being pushed down to the small bowel. Your bowel is going to mix that with bile, the green stuff from the gallbladder. And like a soap, it'll wash it and help it absorb through this very thin wall to the big portal vein. This vein carries all the nutrients to the liver. No matter what you eat, the liver's going to metabolize it and send it out to the body. If you eat healthy stuff, the liver's going to love that. If you eat unhealthy stuff, the liver will turn fatty. This fat liver afflicts a quarter of the population. And then this omentum starts to get ponderously large as it pulls way across and becomes that big beer belly that so many folks have. This is actually what happens inside of your belly. The reason your belly gets big is not because you got a little fat beneath the skin. You get big fat under the muscle, way inside where those organs are that I showed you. Normally, omentum looks like this. See, it's very thin, very dainty. It's like pantyhose, very elegant, right? You can see through it almost. I can see it, right? Now, what happens is, instead of having that nice dainty omentum, you end up with this. Now, compare this to this. There's a big difference there. And that's the difference that I'm talking about. When you have this big pad of omentum here slapping up inside of your intestines, there's no way your body can keep up with it. And it causes coronary artery disease, it causes diabetes, it causes hypertension. That's what I'm focused on today, because this belly fat poisons your liver, causing high cholesterol. It squeezes the kidneys, and the kidneys have to jack up your blood pressure because the kidneys regulate your blood pressure. And it also poisons the ability of insulin to work. And without that, you get diabetes.
So you see, this kind of belly fat is not just the fat right under our skin. It's buried deep inside of our abdominal area, and it's a lot harder to reach when it's growing deep inside. It's also why even if you are able to lose some weight, your stomach may still stick out or resist your diet or exercise efforts. You see, if your weight loss program doesn't attack this area deep inside your belly, not only will it keep your stomach fat, you'll have a much harder time losing weight in all the other areas of your body. Why? Because this omentum, when it grows all around your liver. And when your liver goes from looking like this to this, a large fatty liver, do you see how it's graying and enlarged? That's an enlarged fatty liver that not only causes all the health-related diseases we have today, like heart disease, diabetes, and cholesterol, but a fatty and inflamed liver also makes it impossible for you to lose weight anywhere else. Why is that? Because your liver is like the oil filter of your car. But instead of cleaning oil, it cleans all your fat-burning hormones. When you think about your teen years, that was when your body changed the most, right? That's because of your hormones. Hormones are extremely powerful. And when it comes to fat-burning hormones, they're the most powerful fat-burning substance. And when your liver is clogged up, dirty, and inflamed, these powerful fat-burning hormones get blocked. But there's a third way the omentum affects your weight in general, and it affects men. A blocked liver can throw a guy's hormones out of balance. Important hormones like testosterone. And we start to experience a lack of energy, lack of sex drive, lack of muscle recovery, loss of lean muscle mass, and a lack of focus. And because some of these imbalances affect your hunger, cravings go through the roof. Not only that, there's even a testosterone imbalance that will force your body to turn your own testosterone into estrogen. So we start to build higher and higher levels of female hormones. So men start to get the dreaded man boobs, and that's what makes them look like this. The worst part is, if you keep working out the same way, it'll get worse. And this makes him think there's something wrong with him, because he can even be getting stronger in the gym, but he's getting more emotional and getting fat in the chest area as well as in the hips and the thighs. So you see, when someone talks about doing sit-ups or crunches, Glenn, he just rolls his eyes. It's so much more than that. It affects so many areas of your health and your life. And by addressing the true causes of what we call belly fat, these people, and many more you're about to hear, were able to flip the switch that turned their body from fat storing to fat burning. Here's just one story from Nick from San Diego. He was able to drop his excess weight that just wouldn't budge and said, "Over the past 10 years, I've been losing weight and putting it back on just about every 3 months. I finally took a much needed step and hired Glenn to help me stop the yo-yo diet cycle. After 30 days, I lost 11 pounds and I was able to get back into my favorite pair of jeans. After 60 days, I lost a total of 16 pounds. After 120 days, the weight is still off, my skin looks much better, and I actually have energy at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. People always ask me what's different, and it really boils down to the education I received from Glenn. He puts facts behind his food and nutrient recommendations so that I began to want to eat healthier foods instead of just forcing myself. It's been a lifestyle change, and I couldn't be happier to have officially said goodbye to the old, overweight Nick." Then there's James, who was one of those gym rats who worked out all the time but still couldn't shed the stubborn weight. Well, he was one of those who was overtraining, and Glenn knew that because one of his complaints was that he was having insomnia. He couldn't sleep at night. Here's what he said. "I've lost 8 pounds and it's mostly around my waist. I'm also starting to sleep 7 to 8 hours at night. I'm feeling so much better and a lot less water retention." Then there's Larry, who was a retired doctor. He wrote in saying, "I've now had a good bit of time to get through your book and put into practice some of the suggestions. Firstly, it's great how you explain everything in terms of physiology. As a doctor, now retired, it amazes me how much physiology I had forgotten. LOL. I have read many fitness books where the author says, do this, then do that, or this has worked for me and it will work for you too. Usually these workouts are given without any explanation how they are based on physiology, and being individuals, what works for one person may not work for another. So Glenn, full marks for me on the physiological content. I also love the presentation of the book and would really be nice to see it put into print. So overall, congrats on a nice piece of work. Last time, I told you I had lost 20 pounds in 3 months by changing the diet and workout routine. My waist has gone from 45 inches down to 38 inches. I've been following your workout recommendations now for about 2 weeks, and once again, the fat is going and my waist is getting smaller again. This is great motivation. Really, Glenn, I want to see how fit and lean I can get. Push myself to the limits if you like. At 57, I don't feel I have both feet in the grave yet. Above all, I don't want to become what I see lots of my friends starting to turn into, wizened old men. Now, those are just a few success stories I've read, and you're about to hear more in just a bit. So how can you actually do this for yourself? Great question. Now, here's the great answer. I persuaded Glenn to put all this information into a simple program men can do on their own, right in the comfort of their own homes. With your permission, I'd like to share with you the power of Glenn's discoveries and how to make your body effortlessly let go of all the excess fat stores and all the excess weight stored in your stomach and waist area. When you master the simple concepts you're about to get your hands on, you'll be astonished that your measurements and your body shape can change so fast and that you'll start to feel so much energy so quickly. I also want to show you what belly fat category you fall into. By knowing your exact problem, you can finally see a clear path to shedding excess weight for good. You see, there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all solution. And there are several more imbalances Glenn shares with you. You probably only have a few of them. You see, I talked about hormones already, but there are other belly fat triggers I haven't told you about. By knowing what's affecting you, it'll be like a custom-tailored fat loss program just for you. Not your buddy, not your coworker, not your workout partner. Especially not the genetic freak of nature on the cover of the latest magazines. It'll be designed just for you. You see, there are some men that are stuck with a gut that just sticks out, even when the rest of your body looks good. It's actually something called distended abdomen. Distended means swollen due to pressure from the inside. So that means their abdomen doesn't really have a fat issue. It's distended and bloated. The exciting part is that it can be resolved in about 1 to 2 days. Yes, you heard me right. 1 to 2 days to a flat stomach. When you've been dealing with it for years, Something else Glenn shares with you is how inflammation can affect the gut area. And it turns out that intense workouts and calorie restriction is the worst thing you can do to get your flat stomach back. He shows you how to identify it and what to do about it. And there's also another imbalance that makes your stomach, chin, face, and upper back store fat because of stress. It also makes you feel thirsty all the time, even though you drink a lot of water. And guess what? Every time you do a good workout, by the book, you gain about 2 pounds the very next day, and it's not 2 pounds of muscle. In this situation, working out and calorie restriction actually speeds up fat storage. The list goes on. I can't cover everything here or it'll take hours. But rest assured, if something exists that actually causes belly fat, or if something exists that cures belly fat, he's covered it. How can I make such bold claims? Well, it's not just that it worked for many guys before you, and it's not that it's worked for me. It's because Glenn's methods are the only ones that address the actual causes of excess weight in the midsection. We're calling the program the Belly Fat Furnace. It's literally the only program out there that addresses each and every cause of belly fat, and by doing so, opens the door to rapid fat loss all over your body. Whether you struggled with a lot of weight all your life, or you just have that last few stubborn pounds that you just can't shake, or even if you tried everything, the Belly Fat Furnace will be the last fat loss program you will ever use. Now, before we go any further, it's only fair that I be absolutely 100% honest with you. If you're looking for that magic pill, or if you just want another diet fad, or some other plan that you already know will never, ever work for you, then leave this page now. Go to this page, fantasylife.com. The Belly Fat Furnace is for guys that are ready to set aside the miracle answers, yet still want the fastest, easiest, and most permanent way to achieve long-term weight loss. So if you're wanting the real answer to banishing stubborn weight around your waist, then here's what you can expect. If you want to drop 10% of your unwanted body weight in less than 30 days, enjoy your favorite foods while you get leaner and healthier in your tummy area and the rest of your body. Say goodbye to low energy, sluggishness, and afternoon fatigue, and get the body you deserve without sacrificing your entire lifestyle to do it, then the Belly Fat Furnace is not just a great program for you, it's the only solution for you. Here's an email from Doug. He's from Glendale, California, and this is what he sent to Glenn. Glenn, I cut back my workout intensity, and now my pants are falling off me. Then there's Luis from Mexico who wrote in, I'm sleeping better, I don't feel depressed anymore, and my stomach is so flat now. I can wear the shirts my wife bought me now, and I won't bust the buttons around the stomach area anymore. There's also Dan from Texas who wrote in saying, I'm 6 feet tall and was pretty lanky as a kid. As I grew up, I only seemed to gain weight in my midsection. It was like a 6-foot skinny guy that had a pot belly. Workouts didn't do anything. In fact, I run a marathon every year and stay in shape year round. You spotted the problem right away, and it had nothing to do with calories or carbs. Now, not only has joint pain that I thought was from running gone away, my stomach is completely flat. So let's take a look at what you'll get inside your copy of the Belly Fat Furnace. First, Glenn goes over all the different ways excess weight is stored in your abdominal area. He explains how to tell which one you're really dealing with. That way you can save time and do only what applies to you and skip the rest. Then he gets into the specifics of why your body is storing the fat the way it is and how to reverse it. Remember the omentum? It's that part of your body, that ugly part of your body that traps fat deep inside your abdomen. Well, you're going to find out what foods cause it to pack on the pounds and what foods cause it to release all your stored fat right away. Because as you know, the omentum is the key to unlocking your body's fat-burning ability. He also shows you how to cleanse your liver so you can let your body use your own natural fat-burning hormones to work their magic on your body again. This is so powerful. I mean, it's not just that you'll be losing pounds and inches. When you use Glenn's techniques for unclogging your liver, you will increase the amount of human growth hormone in your bloodstream. You'll see your body tighten up and appear younger. And if you don't see it, trust me, others will. You're also going to increase your natural testosterone again. So you'll see and feel natural lean muscles starting to form where it looks best, like your chest, your shoulders, and your arms, all while your stomach starts to shrink. And not to mention, your sex drive and focus will increase as well. Glenn also shows you the 2 kinds of exercise that target the deep inner abdominal area like a heat-seeking missile. So you won't waste time using popular mass-marketed workout programs that are designed for women, fitness models, and Olympic athletes. You're not trying to win a gold at the Olympics, right? No, you just want to enjoy the body shape you should have in the first place and to be able to keep it for life. The best part is these 2 types of exercise are so easy You can work out for as little as 10 to 20 minutes, and you can get more fat burning than a 3-hour cardio session. But that's because it'll target that key area, the omentum, that all other belly fat programs fail to do. If you're suffering from abdominal inflammation, like I talked about earlier, and that's what's making you look and feel heavy in the waist, then the good news is that is the easiest thing to solve, and you'll find your digestion will be better than ever. Now, I don't have time to get into everything you're about to receive, and you may believe that a system that can do this much for you would cost a pretty penny, and in all honesty, it really should. After all, the system has helped thousands of guys just like you drop tens of thousands of pounds quickly. And the only way I was able to convince Glenn to make this available as a book was to show him that it would sell as a low-cost offer. So we've priced it at a fraction of his personal consulting fees. $74.95 for this program would still be less than hiring a top personal trainer, less than what you'd end up paying for a gym membership, less than the many ab devices hawked on late-night infomercials, and far less than what Glenn charges for his personal one-on-one sessions. Yet, you're not just going to get the Belly Fat Furnace program today. You see, I persuaded Glenn to give you some incredible free bonuses along with the Belly Fat Furnace program. The first one is called Pack On More Lean Muscle. Believe it or not, shrinking your stomach fat, whether it's under the skin or in your abdominal cavity, will naturally build more lean muscle. That's because you're going to be freeing up so much more natural, free-flowing testosterone and growth hormone. But in this bonus, I'll be revealing to you the strange and unusual tricks the pros use to pack on more lean muscle while losing body fat all over. Now get this, one of the ways I'll be revealing is to consume sugar. Yep, that's right, I said sugar. But only at a certain time of day. And it can be sugar from any form you like. I'll show you the best forms of sugar that will go straight to your muscle cells and give them that full, healthy, muscular look that turns heads. That's just one of the surprising tricks the pros use to win the competitions and get magazine cover gigs. There are many more. Just think of this bonus as a supercharger that'll speed up your fat loss as well as build lean muscle, just faster. People come to Glenn just to learn these secrets for themselves and pay thousands. And the bonus alone is worth $75. Yet you'll be downloading it in just a minute for free. Here's what Jake had to say about this bonus alone. Glenn, this is incredible. My shirts are getting so tight around my chest and my arms, but my stomach is still flat. I just checked my body fat percentage and it went down 2% once I started following your advice. Now, Glenn's second gift for you today is called the U Diet Meal Plan. Now, this is really exciting. Glenn discovered we all have our own unique food type. What this means is that some of us burn fat when we eat proteins, but not when we eat carbs. And others are the opposite. They burn fat when they eat carbs and little protein. And some people are mixed, meaning they need a balance of proteins and carbs with each meal. This is the missing link to why diets seem to work for some and not for others. It's because there's no one diet that fits everyone's genetic code. Each of us responds to food differently. Popular diets focus on food, but they don't focus on the most important part, and that's you. That's why I call it the U diet. But not only are you getting this simple, easy method to find your own food type, you're going to get a 2-week meal plan as well. So you can plan out your meals in advance. This is one of the things Glenn found that made it easy for his clients to have such consistent success. Just by using this one bonus, it'll virtually end your food cravings and energy swings. It's a $47 bonus and it's yours free to use today. Now, Glenn's entire package has a retail price tag of $158.95. Right now, however, because you're still here, it shows you really want this. You can download the Belly Fat Furnace program, the Pack On More Lean Muscle bonus, and the U Diet Meal Plan bonus for just $37. All you need to do is click the button below. Enter your information, and you'll be on your way to a slimmer you in no time. But if that wasn't enough, I want to show you how you can have this absolutely free. See, since we're still selling this on a small scale, we're both eager for as many raving testimonials and word-of-mouth marketing as possible before we release it on a larger scale. So that's why we're going to let you try the entire Belly Fat Furnace program now absolutely free. At this time, what we want are your success stories. We want to hear how your life has been transformed, and we know we will get your rave testimonials. The Belly Fat Furnace program is just that good. Once we have the raving testimonials and success stories we need, the price will go back up to its original $158 price. So, to try the Belly Fat Furnace program today, absolutely free, all you need to do is try it for 1 month. Follow what it says, use it, and see that it's everything we found it is. we know you will see it as the best investment you have made in your health. Even if you end up losing more weight than you thought you would, or feel better than you ever have, or save money on gym memberships, and even if you still want to get your money back, all you need to do is contact us within 60 days and we will refund the purchase price right away. We only want happy customers. And we know you will be euphoric. That's why we're so confident. Yes, I'm sure some people will use it every day and ask for their money back regardless. But from past experience, most people are honest, and they just want to live their days free from excess weight, tiredness, low energy, cravings, complicated diets, and fear of things getting worse. So for right now, and for the next 24 hours, because you're here watching this presentation, you can instantly download your copy of the Belly Fat Furnace program for only $37. That's $113 off the future price. So click the button that has appeared below and start your new adventure. Plus, if you act now before this presentation ends, I'll include this one-of-a-kind super bonus worth over $47. It's called Desserts and Sweets for a Flat Stomach. Now, this is only for people who've ever wished they could freely eat rich, tasty desserts and still lose weight. I mean, what would it be like if you could have a rich, thick chocolate shake that is made of superfoods that literally raise your metabolic rate and taste just as good, if not better, than the real thing? Then that's what you're about to get. Glenn has compiled a collection of recipes made by expert dietitians and chefs that use only superfoods, natural sweeteners, and clever prep methods, so they're easy for you to make at home. Well, that's what you're getting, a recipe book of superfood desserts that you can eat guilt-free, like tarts, pies, shakes, and cakes. It's valued at $47, but you'll be able to download it absolutely free in just a few minutes. Now that brings your total value to over $200. Yet today, if you act now, it's all yours for one payment of only $37. Once you place your order, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. Once you fill in your information and confirm your order, you will get to a page that looks like this, where you can download the entire program and get started. As you can imagine, this has created an avalanche of orders, so I'm not sure if our processor is overloaded at the time you're viewing this. If you don't see a button to order the Belly Fat Furnace below, that means we're getting too many people placing their orders right now. And unfortunately, you might miss out on the short time we're keeping the price so low. You'll have to come back and order at the higher price down the road. But if you do see the button below, it means you can get it now. So as it stands, you have three choices right now. Option 1, you can do nothing at all. You can continue to live your life, risk having the unhealthy fat turn into a serious health condition, or at the very least, let it continue to get worse. Option 2, you can try to lose the belly weight on your own. You may get improvement, and if you do, that's wonderful. I want you to get better. And then there's option 3. The Belly Fat Furnace. Try it for at least a month. It's so easy to follow. In today's world, a flat belly is more than just looking good. As you saw earlier, it's directly related to illnesses and diseases like diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, strokes, and heart attacks. There's no reason for this, and it's not what I want for you. All you have to do is click the button that has appeared below. Order your copy of the Belly Fat Furnace. You have nothing to risk whatsoever, but you do have so much to gain. So go ahead, order your copy of the Belly Fat Furnace now. Once you start using the Belly Fat Furnace, you will probably notice a change in your body on the first day. Most people do. You'll notice your skin doesn't look as waterlogged, like you're leaner. But within the first week, you can start to see that it's working. You'll feel it deep inside your body. That's how you'll know it's not like any of the other programs you've tried. It won't be about muscle soreness or eating leaves all day or using some strange, funky equipment. You'll feel changes in your body where it matters most, in the inner abdomen. The funny thing is, after the first week, you'll probably see more changes in the mirror. Clothes won't look as good on you anymore because they're hanging off you a bit too much. But you see, it's when others start to see you, and that's when you really know it's working. They'll be commenting on your skin and your hair and how your waist is looking smaller, and it just keeps going on like that until one day it will happen. And I call it the magic moment. It's where you feel like things have truly changed for good, where you realize you have a new body. It's not just the belly fat is gone. Your whole body has been reshaped. Workouts that didn't do anything before now start to work. You can move freely and easily. You feel lighter. And that it wasn't a fluke or a temporary weight loss that you had. It's where you know your struggle for control over your body and your weight is finally over. Until this moment, a part of you was being held hostage by frustration and hopelessness. But when the magic moment comes, the frustration will be over. There is hope. And this is what I want for you. I want you to get your magic moment as soon as possible. So go ahead, place your order, and begin your transformation as soon as possible. You have absolutely nothing to risk at all. Click the button below. Again, this is John, and thank you for your time. Oh, and please send me your success stories.